All right, we are live. Welcome to 6G Agenda. I'm your host, Andrew, as always, here again with my man Justin Ward on the chords.
Yo,
And we talk about what they won't. This is going to be a wild deep dive. We're going to be talking about Nephilims and clowns. Nephilims, are they clowns? Are clowns Nephilim? It's wild shit. We're not the first ones to pose this question, but we're going to take a look into that theory per a listener's request. We looked into Paul Staub's work, a little bit of uh, uh, Gary Wayne. I forgot his name. We'll get into the other guy's name here in a minute.
mm,
But yeah, so it's a crazy little deep dive of Nephilims and clowns and the similarities that might be there and might not be. So join us on this wild deep dive here. It's gonna be a good time. We have another cool little Nephilim episode coming up for Christmas, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming out the day after Christmas. It's gonna be a Christmas special. It's gonna be awesome.
hell
Some
yeah.
shit you probably never heard of involving Christmas.
Involving Christmas, dude.
Yeah,
It's
the
not
wild
always simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
yeah, dude, the wild hunt. If you've ever heard of it, it's gonna be dope. So yeah, be on the lookout for the Christmas episode. It'll be out Friday. If you're looking at this on Spotify, below the show, in the description, you'll find our links and everything. You go follow us on social. Give us some love if you value the show. Go ahead, and give us a little donation, or just check out Patreon because we're loading some shit on there. After this week, we're gonna be hitting the content hard for that. So go ahead and catch up on Patreon because we'll have more coming. Otherwise, welcome. We got a few people in here. We're going to be talking about Nephilim and clowns. Let's go ahead and kick it off. It's going to be some wild shit.
Hell yeah.
So there's a guy, Paul Staubs, who is reading a man, Gary Wayne, who wrote a book, Genesis 6 Conspiracy. And we kind of went over Genesis 6 before. Well, that was actually in our Christmas episode, where it talks about the fallen angels that kind of came down and made it with, people because they thought the humans were hot, right?
Yeah.
So we'll get
It's
into
like,
that.
damn, we need some of that, dude.
Not many people point out the fact that there was the sons of God that were created in Genesis, and then there was the man created in the garden. So there's two separate people, like they were created, and so that gets into the fallen angels and the Nephilim and everything else.
hmm
Pretty wild. So, who were the sons of God in the Bible in Genesis 6? They were born to inherit the earth, take everything over, watch over the animals, multiply, the whole deal, right? And so we're led to believe that that's like humans at first, you know?
Yeah.
But then whenever you look in there, it seems that the first man was created in the garden, right?
Right.
Well, that shit happened before that. So somebody else, some other people were the sons of God that were created to watch over. By the way, I think it's curious that these entities were created to watch over all the nature of the earth because everybody that worships them and the pagan, cults and shit, it's all
hmm
based off nature, dude. It's all nature worship,
Yeah.
which makes sense because these entities, these sons of God in Genesis, were created to watch over the earth, watch over the
hmm
nature. And so that's why there's animals connected to a lot of these pagan gods and things like that, because that's probably the sons of God are literally that. It's pretty crazy. And I haven't seen many people kind of bring that up. I actually asked a pastor about that, and he kind of was stumped. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna look into that and get back to you." No, for real. Like it's something that like these guys don't even know. And I'm like, who were the sons of God created in the end of Genesis 1? Because it wasn't until Genesis 2 that they created man in the garden. So who were those people that God created to watch over the earth?
yeah.
Because
Would they?
then Genesis 6, I'm sorry, but this is what the conspiracy is.
Mm.
Genesis 6, the sons of God come down and they say that the daughters of man were fair and they wanted to have kids with them. So they did. And then that's when the giants were born in Nephilim.
Did that guy? Did that guy ever get back to you?
I just asked him today. I was like, well, because I asked him another time and he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So this time I'm more like read up. So I was like, okay, who were these? Like I explained it, and he was like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'll let you know. So hopefully we'll
Yeah.
find out if he has any clue. But clearly, I mean, this is shit that even fucking men of God, like pastors, don't even know about. So
hmm
some deep shit in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, Genesis
All
6.
right. I gotta step away for a
Go
second.
ahead, step away, dog. Genesis 6 talks about, you know, men being mating with the fallen angels. So we'll get into that. That's whenever the Nephilim get created. So we talk a lot about if it's, these fallen angels wanted to destroy God's creation. We talk a lot about that whenever we talk about the people that worship these entities. What's up, Hog Farts? We got Justin had to just step away. He's grabbing a package. Yeah, we're just kind of hitting you with a surprise one. I got a trip to go on here soon, so we're getting a little one in before this trip. We're gonna pre-record some stuff, and then we'll be dropping it while I'm on this trip. But yeah, Justin will be right back, and we're gonna be getting into the Nephilim or clowns. But yeah, so we just kind of went over Genesis and the fact that there was sons of God that were created in Genesis 1, and clearly nobody really points that out. And then later they pop up again in Genesis 6 whenever they mate with men and have, Nephilim giant babies. So this is kind of going to get into the worship of the Nephilim and how that progressed into clowns, possibly. So strap in. So Paul Stobbs has done some work reading Gary Wayne, who did a book called Genesis 6 Conspiracy. And it's all about these Nephilim who were kind of imitated through shamanistic rituals where they would dress up in colorful garments and adorn themselves in jewels, just like these entities were, these fallen angels, we'll call them. But we know from the Bible that the fallen angels swore to destroy God's creation. They were jealous that man got to have a special place in the garden with God. And yeah, they were given the earth to inherit, but they wouldn't, they were like, what the hell? How come they get to hang out in the garden right there with you? So that's when they came and corrupted man, corrupted flesh. You have the flood and everything after that. But what we do talk about here on the show a lot is that if it was real, then everything being done now fits right in with all that. Gay tech bros building a new reality to become gods in their own creation. In the beginning of the sun, and that's kind of what we see all the time. So it seems like there is a push to destroy God's creation. And the days of Noah are coming back, is the point. What's up? What's
I
up?
returned.
He's back.
I'm back, dude.
So as I said, in the beginning, the sons of God, they were multiplied, inherited the earth, dominion over animals, nature and beasts. And Adam and Eve were made in the garden, separate. And Adam had a special place with God in his garden, not out in the world. And this created jealousy for the sons of God, especially the first to fall, Lucifer, right? Satan. So through his agent, he sends a serpent, which I would assume is one of these sons of God. Like this serpent might represent just like sly of intellect, I don't know. But either way, we see that there's enmity put in between the seed of Eve and this serpent, which kind of indicates that there is some kind of seed war that's now starting. In other words, she has two kids, Cain and Abel, and one of them might be the serpent's seed, which is crazy shit because
Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
how you get that bloodline, the Nephilim bloodline, which is what the elites all claim to. And, the Holy Grail, the finding of the Holy Grail is really based off the finding of the lost bloodline for the Nephilim. So later this matters when Cain's people are who the fallen kind of make a deal with.
Yeah.
Because Cain gets, after he kills Abel, he gets a mark put on him. He's cursed for 7 generations. And then on the 6th generation, the fallen come and make a deal with Cain's lineage and start, giving him math, crafts, warfare, occult sciences, because these fallen angels possessed a lot of hidden knowledge. And so this forbidden knowledge was exchanged along with, for them to mate with them. And they took the women of the earth, dude, mated with them, creating giants, Nephilim, and the women horrifically died at birth. A lot of them, these babies were shooting out of them like the alien on that movie Alien,
So essentially, they said they traded crafts for their women.
They traded knowledge for some of their women, dude. Which makes
They're
sense.
like,
Look at cults,
arts and
dude.
crafts.
Yeah, how many cults do you see that people get spiritual knowledge, and then most of them, the main guy wants to fuck your wife?
Yeah.
Is that not? It perpetuates through cults all the time. It kind of reminds me of the original cult. These, you know what I mean?
Dude, imagine that's like the price. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, you can come on Thursdays, but you gotta let me fuck your wife
you
too.
gotta let me fuck your wife. Well, a lot of cults, that is what happens, dude. I don't know how much you know about like some cults, but most of them, dude, like these people join, they live on a compound, they're all, learning about God or whatever their version of whatever is. And then next thing you know, the main guy's fucking their wives. And that's kind of the price.
Yeah, dude, that's sad.
But what the fallen angels are trying to do is set out and destroy and corrupt the human genome and God's creation, which is why you see a lot of these sciences being given over to man so that they can start fucking with nature to
Yeah.
destroy God's creation. Because now the fallen have entered this kind of, I'm going to destroy everything that you've made, because they take for granted what they were given. And so then they give us forbidden sciences. So we'll take for granted as well and destroy God's creation for them, corrupting us.
Mm.
So we do see this again today. So the prophecy of the times of Noah, considering all that, goes on now, kind of might be coming soon, dude. I
Damn.
mean, there's all kinds of genetic engineering going on now.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna end up off the grid eventually, dude.
Me
I
too.
don't want I don't want that shit to fuck with me.
Yeah, dude, I'm out of here. Out of here.
Out of here, dude.
So out of this, there was cults that were being made to worship the pantheon of these fallen angels. And that's why I relate these pagan gods to this nature worship, because they were given dominion over nature. So that's why they represent that. And so then this pantheon of fallen angel worship started coming out, which is all these pagan gods, right?
Mm.
And so out of this came giants, demigods, the heroes of the old, right? What they say in the Bible is the heroes of old men of renown. And so we're talking like Hercules, you know what I'm saying? Like all the stories of the demigods, of people who were half god, half man.
Yeah.
So this inspired later pagan gods like Greek, Roman, and Egyptian, Sumerian. But in the modern day, we see this too. We'll get to clowns, but also look at like superheroes, dude. That's the same thing.
Mm.
It's modern day mythology, same
Yeah,
pantheon.
it is.
Dude, I mean, especially when you look at like Justice League,
And the
where you got like the
Avengers,
All
you got
Mind, you got like the All Mind that they like never mention, but if you watch enough like Marvel and shit, or DC, they talk about it in the Justice League. But
Mhm.
anyway, the Justice League and all that shit, that's all just about like these titans and fallen angels and all this other shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Speaking of that, God and Enoch, if you look at the book of Enoch, we kind of brushed over this the other day, but all the fallen angels are chained to mountains in Tartarus or hell, forcing them to watch. So this is what God did as punishment. The archangel Michael brings Enoch through to look at all this. And then Michael kind of gives his account of what he had to see when he watched these fallen angels be punished for what they did. And what he did was God forced them to watch their giant children kill and eat each other, turning on their children, killing and eating them, and then turning around and trying to do it to humans. But then, the flood happened and everything. And this is the Atlantis story that we've went over, where it
Yeah.
talks about these god kings that ruled and everything was perfect. But then one day they all just turned dark and started killing each other, and war was everywhere. Then a flood came.
Damn.
Same shit that's in the Bible, dude. The Noah flood
Right.
came right after that. But this is like Clash of the Titans shit, that we see in movies. So it's funny that our pop culture has a lot of this shit.
Mhm. It's always there. We always say it.
Yeah. One thing about these Nephilim and everything, that come from Cain, if you look at Paul Stopp's work, it talks about how Cain was given a mark. And some people say that his mark was, sorry. Some people, my bad. Some people say that Cain's mark was that they made him like super white, like, leprosy white, right?
Yeah.
And so porcelain is another word to say, right? Porcelain white. And so there's a group, okay? This Rothschild, the youngest Rothschild, just graduated from this porcelain club at Harvard University.
Mhm.
All male final club at Harvard University, colloquially known as pork or PC. So their motto is while we live, let us live. And that's very much like the Nephilim, like they know that they have limited time, but while we're alive, let us fucking just fuck shit up, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's there.
Porcelain. I've never heard of that shit.
It's the most prestigious one you can be in.
Damn.
So we'll go to the news with the Rothschild, the youngest Rothschild. What the fuck? What the hell, dude? He definitely just okay. Well, let's just look up the.
Youngest.
Well, he's got to be the youngest one. But he was like in a whole get up. What the fuck, dude? Dude, okay, so whenever I get on this laptop, I'm in the same boat as you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I
What
really
is this?
am. What the fuck is his
Okay.
name? I think his name. Oh, here it is. That's the guy. What's this guy's name?
Wow, bro.
This is the dude.
That
He
is
just
one
graduated from
goofy
that
looking
porcelain.
fucker.
Yeah, he just graduated from that porcelain club. Is it Nathaniel or Baron?
Nathaniel. It looks like Nathaniel. Look at the ones
Let's
under
find
it.
out. Yeah, Nathaniel Rothschild. Or no, let's just look up because he's a Freemason. He was in the full Freemasonic get up in this
Oh, boy.
picture. What the fuck? Where's it at? Dude, so I have a picture. Whatever. I'd have to go to my ex. But there's a picture of this dude in like the full Masonic get up, bro.
Oh, boy.
All white, fucking.
That dude looks very creepy.
Anyway, well, yeah, dude, these guys got that porcelain white skin, bro. The Nephilim bloodline, dude. It's almost like
Look at that
transparent.
fucker.
It's almost transparent, dude.
He almost looks like Doctor Strange in those in that picture under it.
Dude, it's like Voldemort, bro. It's like straight up fucking that's the type of shit I'm telling you, dude. Like they say that they have like their bloodline just and that's why fucking Zuckerberg, dude. If you look at Zuckerberg, he's got the same fucking look.
He sure does. Yo, he is like they're
Same one.
brothers,
Same.
dude.
It's like what's going on there? Well, look,
They could
dude,
be
I'll show you.
brothers.
Watch this shit. No, there's an old photo of an old Rothschild that looks just like Zuckerberg, dude. I swear to
Man.
God. There, I'm not gonna find it, but I
They're
think people
doing
that
him to fucking Elon, dude.
people, yeah, he's kind of got it going on too. People that listen to this probably know what I'm talking about. There's an old photo of a guy who's a Rothschild, and Zuckerberg looks just like him. And there's people who say that like these people clone themselves so they can live forever.
Jeez.
That's yeah, you know, like the one that says that Chris Rock looks like this dude in black and white from like forever ago.
Yeah. Is it that one right there?
Oh, it's gone now.
Oh.
But anyway, it's out of here. But yeah, dude, fucking Paul Stobbs hopefully will be coming on in January. We'll have him talk a lot more about this stuff. We're just gonna kind of give a what would you call it? We're gonna give a just a quick like a primer. It's a little primer for what's coming.
Yeah.
So, what were we talking about here? You know, we've talked about like the bodies that could be like in mountain ranges and stuff, and it could be like these titans or whatever that make up mountain ranges and shit like that. So, like, that's where a lot of this comes from the biblical story of like these giant Nephilim, whatever, where some of those mountain ranges from this war that we just talked about could make up some of that.
That's cool to think about too, bro.
That'd be crazy. I mean, that's just a fun thought. You know what I mean?
It's a fun theory to
Fun
explore.
thought. So let's get into where we at here. Okay. As we know, all Earth was such an abomination from generations of these giants and descendants of them proliferating that God caused the flood. Noah, being the only one with pure flesh, still preserved some animals in his family. Yet as we go in biblical and other traditional stories, there are still Nephilim bloodlines reemerging. The Anakim, Raphaim, Goliath, and other giant clans are, there's stories later, like David and Goliath, which is after the flood of Noah. So this is where the Nephilim occult bloodlines, kingships play a role. So a lot of these king bloodlines and shit, they say they descend from, these different houses. But these houses, I feel like, are all Nephilim ones, like the divine pharaohs and Babylon kings. So this is where a lot of the creation of the mystery Babylon worship gets started, is when all this stuff breaks down, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's such a pertinent thing in what we talk about is the mystery Babylon. Like, all the mystery schools and everything else. It always has to do with forbidden knowledge, craft, science, math, all that.
Sure.
So allegedly, a lot of these giants and corrupted creations are disembodied spirits that go around the earth, inhabiting people sometimes, like demons and ghosts and shit. And so, since they corrupted their flesh while they were here, they couldn't go to like heaven or hell or anywhere. So they're just like stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the theory of like where ghosts really come from.
If they're soulless.
Yeah. So the point of a lot of these clown shaman is to get these deities to enter their body by dressing certain ways. And we're about to go through all the different looks of these shaman now that we've kind of led up to this spot. And then we're going to compare it to clowns and we're going to get to the clown theory.
All right.
So that's where shit starts to get wild as far as the clown and Nephilim.
Yeah.
So like we said, I just want to go over this real quick while I'm on this part of my notes. They have white, viper-like skin, allegedly porcelain skin. These Nephilim bloodlines seem to carry that. Looking at Zuckerberg and Rothschilds, like we talked about, they almost have transparent skin, like the porcelain club we talked about, which
Yeah.
happens to be named porcelain.
They sunburn easily.
Yeah, exactly. So these spirits are like etheric. So a lot of them have this rainbow scale serpent, scaly serpent, kind of fiery snake bird god kind of look. So we're going to see a lot of that theme as we go. And then we're going to compare them obviously to the clown colors later. We'll get to all that. So let's go ahead and start on the journey we had for our photos here.
All right.
First off, we'll hit the chat.
Hit the chat.
Yeah. What's up, Jeezy Mac? How we doing? We're getting into that shit. Hogfart, there's a Chinese. Here, I'm going to put this on here. There's a Chinese profile who does a podcast called Predictive History, and he does a series explaining all this. Yeah, we'll definitely check that out. We're going to have the man on, though, Paul Staub, so I think he's going to throw it down. Dude, Nikki Hilton married that dude, Rothschild. Oh, shit. I wouldn't even be surprised. I don't keep up with that side of the paparazzi game. But I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's crazy. The Hilton family and the Rothschilds family. Fuck yeah. All right. Well, that's fucking great. Hell yeah. We are chilling too, Jeezy. Let's fucking do it. So let's start off with the Quetzalcoatl. Because, I mean, who doesn't know about Quetzalcoatl? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at that motherfucker.
That's that dude. You know what I mean? But look at the colors. Again, yellow, red. Yellow, red, green, right? Red, green. You got a lot of that going on.
A little bit of blue.
A little bit of black, a little bit of white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black and white. So just remember that as we go. Because, oh yeah, here, let me look up the, here, let's look at these guys too while we're doing it.
Whoa.
Why is it going to be stupid, bro? Do I really got to do this? Like, I got to type tribe? Like, I don't remember the name of the tribe, dude. Just show me the. Okay, here we go. This is what we're talking about here, dude. So
yeah, dude.
Kind of that, but mostly this, which is like, these are also white and black Nephilim clowns, right? But these are Native American ones. And this is how they would dress up to imitate these fucking deities.
Damn, that's
so this is a Hopi
creepy.
One. This is the Hano clown. Koshari from Eastern Pueblo. Oh, yeah, that's the Pueblo clown. This gay black and white contribution to Hopi mythology is a clown and depicts the glutton. During dances and certain ceremonies, he scampers around begging food and must eat whatever is offered. Here he is shown with a food bowl in one hand and bundle of green piggy Hopi paper bread in the other. And at his waist has a wooden doll impersonation of himself. In this person's first years among the Indians, they found them as a rule to have a fine sense of humor. Yeah, so it's kind of like the sacred clown concept, right?
Yeah.
The jesters are kind of the same thing for kings.
Creepy, dog.
It is creepy, dude. Dude, you know where that's from, right? Nightmare Before Christmas, dude.
What the fuck is it? Yeah.
You remember Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
That's that same shit, dude.
Dude, that's an Amazon listing. What the
So
fuck? You
again,
can
again
buy
with
those
the
things.
again with the Nephilim leading to the Christmas thing. And guys, that's just a little spoiler for this Friday. Nephilim Christmas, Nephilim clowns, fucking Nephilim. Every damn folktale is about the Nephilim, dude. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
So that is a running theme, it seems. Even with the megalithic structures, we seem to find ourselves talking about giants and Nephilims. Okay, so yeah, Quetzalcoatl, snake. Yeah. We'll get to the Jewish one in a minute. So the Gorgon, the old Gorgon, it looks a lot like Kali, the destroyer in India.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And the reason why I show this is because, like, we'll look at Kali and she's got all the real colorful shit going on. But this is like the same as like what's on the Mayan calendar. If you look at the Mayan calendar,
Mm-hmm.
it has that same face. You know what I'm saying? It's that same face, dude.
Yeah.
I guess we could look at it just for shits and grins.
Wonder do these have any connection? The Gorgons in Destiny. There
That's
is
the
a
destroyer.
Gorgon
Oh,
in Destiny, and it's behind something called like the Vault of Glass. And
oh, really?
when they
Yeah, there's
look
the
at you,
face.
they kill you. They
Yep,
instantly kill
same
you.
thing. That's what a Gorgon does. It
Yeah.
turns you to stone. Now, see how, notice how this main face, but then you got the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the 4 main books of the Bible that you'll see outside of like Catholic churches.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 4 main gods that it makes up 5, really. The 5, like, that they added to the 360 days of the year. We had kind of talked about this in another episode where there's 360 days in the year, but then when Isis, Osiris, Horus, and then 2 other gods, like when they were born, that's when these 5 kind of came up. So whatever, it's
Yeah.
just the whole thing. It's all weird, crazy shit, mythological wise, but yeah, same face.
Hmm.
Because this is really just the great year cycle, right? So you got your processions of the earth and all that crazy shit. Most people thought that the world was actually going to end, but really it was just a start of a new cycle. So here's Cali, same deal. Kind of looks the same, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, they do some colors over there. But look, ordained in the colors. That's kind of what we're showing here. All the golds and the jewels and the everything else ordained in colors, right?
Yeah.
That's the important part. That's why I'm showing the deities
Very
first.
colorful. That's ugly as hell.
Yeah. That's why I'm showing the deities first, so that way we could look at these. Oh yeah, here's this too. Like the Archibald for the porcelain club.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the Archibald here soon too, because Trump's putting a new arch into the Washington, DC
Yeah.
area. So that's gonna be great.
You
If you
showed me
don't
that
know about,
earlier. I was like, bro,
yeah. If you don't know about
why
the
is it?
ball or Bale, yeah, arches, that's
Mm-hmm.
all him. Does that look like a clown to you?
Dude, I don't even. That looks creepy as hell.
So the story behind
Looks
this
like a
is that
fucking bird face or some shit.
I know. Well, there's no mouth. It's just like a nose and 2 big ass eyes, and then it's got like
Yeah.
almost like the red halo around it. So apparently there was these deities that lived like these Nephilim giants, and whenever they would die, they would go paint themselves on the wall before they died. And so these are apparently like them drawing themselves, according to
That
the
looks
myth.
like a fucking bird face.
Yeah, it's the Wangina, Wandjina.
Or like Squidward with no lips.
Yeah, that or like, I mean, I guess you could say aliens too, but I mean, there's a little bit of that clown aspect going on too, a little bit. I feel like just a touch.
But look at their shit going all the way up.
And that look again, all white with red hair. They said that
Mm-hmm.
these giants had red hair and super, super white skin.
They had afros? Or they just couldn't
But
draw hair that well.
that's kind of where the clown aspect kind of kicks in, right?
Oh,
It's
true.
that redhead, white skin.
Mm-hmm.
Clowns wear big shoes to indicate that they're big, just like their hands. They wear big ass gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just and then why do they wear a red nose? I feel like the only reason why is these Wanginas.
That little thing right there.
Yeah, dude.
And that does look like you could make a creepy clown mask out of that shit for sure.
Yeah. So then when you go to the origin of some of this shit, it gets a little creepy. Because, you know, of course, the fucking Jewish folklore, there's got to be some fucking Seha the clown. So there's some Jewish Moroccan fictional clown hero story that goes back a long time. Israel, France, Morocco. But yeah, dude, they fucking. That's why I think clowns are so popular now because they kind of run a lot of things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude. Remember the craze like a little, I don't know, however many years ago where people were like scaring motherfuckers as clowns and it was like
Mm.
a big deal.
Oh yeah, dude, I do remember that. Yeah, dude, clowns. I think it came from more of that Jewish Freemasonic, which is actually we'll get to that. So let me go ahead and get to my notes here. Am I sharing?
No.
Good. All right. So these spirits, as I said, they're etheric. Jewish clown Shem, black and white sacred clowns. We just went over there. So now we talked a lot about the wild hunt in the Christmas episode, which we didn't talk about in this one. So I guess I could go ahead and do due diligence and go ahead and recap that real quick. So Paul Stobbs mentions this person called Helican, who Harley Quinn, according to him, is based off of, which Harley Quinn is with the Joker, who is a clown, right?
Right.
And he's like evil as fuck, right? So this is supposed to be Harley Quinn. Now again, with the colors, right? The gold, the black, the orange, the green, whatever, you know, all the same style of colors.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Harley Quinn gestures, these things were based off like this Helican. Well, Helican was one of the leaders of this thing called the Wild Hunt, where they would go and they would, if you didn't hide well enough in your house, they would go and they would find you and take you, your soul, your kids, whatever. This is a Nordic hunt they would go on during
Okay.
middle of the winter, which is like this time of the year. So this time of the year, you'd have these guys fucking look at this. Look at that. You'd have a chick
Damn.
with real nice, you know, she coming out here. She looks okay. She's kind of pretty, but she's coming to kill you and take your soul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No top. You know what I mean? Still coming to take your soul. Look at that. You know, there's men taking women. I mean, obviously, there's some little Nephilim kind of throwback there.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's literally taking a woman. I mean, she's like
Literally,
laying
yeah.
there with
He's
it. I
just
mean,
fucking. Both of those dudes are snatching them up.
this guy, I mean, yeah. So led by a bearded man, similar to Santa Claus. And
And a
with this
topless chick
woman,
with a spear.
yep, and that woman there represents Lilith, who is Adam's first wife, a demoness, an evil, evil spirit. And she's like kind of Helican. That's kind of who she is. So
Mm-hmm.
again, not good, not great. The whole Christmas thing is a little wild. But yeah, so you guys will see the Christmas episode Friday, and you'll get a whole nother deep dive on that.
Yeah.
The Helican. So let's get to. I've got a brief. Helican is someone we mentioned. Yeah. Paul Stobbs said that this character Harley Quinn, yep, based off of with the jokester who's a trickster like Loki, who is a clown. And Helican wasn't, well, Loki wasn't a clown, but he was the trickster.
Right.
And Helican was a giant with demons going around spreading chaos and evil shit. Becoming the punisher of bad children, she probably represents Lilith, as I said a minute ago. So these demons or Nephilim would travel around causing chaos, war, and plagues where they went and stole children, etc., right? So this is kind of what you would call the wild man tradition of revelry, is what Paul Stobbs calls it. And keep that in mind because we're going to get into carnivals, right? Everybody thinks of like clowns, they think of carnivals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Circus, you know what I mean? So think about it. What is a circus or a carnival? It's a traveling band of wild people causing revelry, right?
Yep.
And this wild hunt is these crazy demons going around causing revelry in like a way worse way. And of course, the wild man thing kind of gives way to like the Yeti or Bigfoot. So these Nephilim could be where the Bigfoot and Yeti folklore come from too.
Does that mean they got the animals that are incorporated with the carnival too, or are they just fucking? They're like leashed along for the ride.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean? So they can control some animals because they have dominion over the animals in nature. That's what God gave them.
I'm just feeling bad for the animals, dog. That's
Dude,
it.
they're fucked in this. They got no way out, bro. I mean, there's
Yeah,
no point
dog.
in wasting your time on that. No, I'm just kidding. So the
I just
wild
feel
hunt,
bad.
yeah. So the wild hunt and this wild man thing could definitely be the Yeti Bigfoot. Kind of. There could be something there. But again, with the carnival thing, a band of traveling revelry causing crazy shit, right? A carnival is where these clowns hang out, right?
Mhm.
Well, what is carnival? Let's break down the word. Carny, like if you're a carnivore, what do you eat?
Meat.
Yeah, and the prefix in that word is carne, which means flesh.
Mm,
So flesh and VAL being Baal or Baal, Baal being the Lord, Baal, right? Flesh for the Lord, Baal, right? Is essentially what it is. That's
damn.
fucked up.
That is so fucked up.
That's fucked up. So when you consider the origins of the sacrificial relations with the wild hunt, this is some deep ass shit.
Dude, double check that fucking corn dog when you get at the carnival, bro.
Bro, when you go to McDonald's, watch out, bro, because there's flesh in that motherfucker, dude. And it might not be cow flesh. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
fuck, dude.
Real shit. I mean, we've seen the rabbis, we might get into it, where they
About to
talk
be them
about
people.
300,000 children go missing from America every year. What do you think we do with them? We grind them up and put them in sausages and beef. That's something I watched the rabbi say in this video. And he said it on this radio show like 20 years ago.
Mm,
He's like, why do you think
fuck,
we made beef and sausage like the main course for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
dude.
I'm like, that's
Buy your meat from a butcher.
real shit. Yeah. So Hoken and these other demonic characters, as I said, became the jester archetype. Later in the carnival times, everyone thinks of clowns, this carnival, flesh for clowns, or flesh for ball. These clowns are kind of the sacrificial entity that gives that over. So let's fast forward. You got a man named Joseph Grimaldi who is a clown, right? And he's like dressed up as a clown. I want to say this like the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s.
Mm,
And so this is the first bumbling fool kind of archetype for a clown that gets created. Because he's working with a man who's a Freemason, no less, Charles Diven. And he understands the esoteric and he turns this emblem of a demonic Nephilim creature into what we know a clown to be today. Now, think about that. This Freemason Ray Kroc that takes over McDonald's, he does the same thing. What does he do? He makes McDonald's the golden arches, the arches of Baal, right? They worship
yeah.
whenever you worship. We're going to get into that just to do a recap on the arches and Baal worship. Pillars, arches, and trees is what you worship if you're kind of worshiping Baal.
Damn.
So Ray Kroc,
So
go ahead. And it's the
just
golden arches too, by the way. So that's like the sun god Baal. So yeah.
it made me you made me think just real quick. Do they have motherfuckers fooled who are like go hug a tree?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
People
Exactly.
think they're down to earth, but really they're
Nature
worshiping
worship is
ball, cuz.
yeah, nature and pagan worship is definitely like you're giving way to these
Damn.
fallen. Yeah, because who was given dominion over the earth, right? And God says many times, like, I'm not of this earth. Like my home is out of here, dude. Like, I don't belong here,
Mhm.
and neither do you. Your soul doesn't. And so yeah.
Damn.
So McDonald's, the golden double arches, right? Baal. And then you've got Ronald McDonald, and then the fucking hamburglar, who's literally a fucking like burglar. He's a burglar. He goes up in your house and takes shit.
The hamburger.
You know what I'm saying? Like of all mascots to choose, they're like, let's go with the Nephilim and the like pretty much an ode to the wild hunt by choosing a burglar. Because what does a burglar do? Goes in your house and steals shit.
Fuck
Well,
yeah.
the wild hunt did the same thing. Lilith would come down your chimney, steal children, and now we like celebrate Christmas, doing the same thing, but say it's good.
Dude, she comes down the chimney. That's so fucked.
Yeah, dude, it really did mention her coming down the chimney. So this golden M for Moloch or Baal, is in a demonology book. And so I could show you that. There's a demonology book that kind of has this. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, there's been some stuff on social media that shows this. That's where I first saw it. So this right here. McDonald's logo is from a book of black magic. The letter M in the logo is a sigil. The McDonald's founder,
Damn.
Ray Kroc, was a 33rd degree Freemason. He really got the money to start his business from that, his brothers. He was also a high priest in the Church of Satan. Disney and McDonald's have always been a close partnership because of the Masonic Brotherhood. Masons are closely connected to all charities involving children. Ronald McDonald House.
That's the same font.
Yeah. No, dude. That's it. Look at it.
Yeah.
And then look, you want to see the Archibald? Let's go and look at the Archibald. We'll compare to that. Because it looks like literally like half of the, I mean, it's crazy. Here, hold on. None of these are right. Okay, hold on. Let me show you the right one. Here we go. Look at that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Now look at that, dude. And that's kind of like the right here. That right there.
Right.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
one
But then they
comes
just
to more of
extend
a
another.
point.
Yeah, they just do another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does come to more of a point. You know, and then you got the arch.
Oh, for his
Might as well
DC
look
shit.
at it.
Yeah, yeah. May
Yeah,
as well.
same exact. The Archibald, he's got the same
Goober.
arch planned. He's
Look at
putting
this
this
guy.
motherfucker. He's gonna put this in the DC in the Washington. He's gonna put this in the middle of Washington. And the fucking character right there, dude. Look at that. Lucifer, Prometheus.
He's like, look at this. Do you not think this would be sick?
He's like, dude, I
Check this
worship
out.
Satan. Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's gonna be great.
Oh man.
How come I can't find the actual article about this? Here we go. Arc de Trump. Why wouldn't he name it after himself? Why wouldn't he name it after himself? You know,
dude,
what I
he's
mean?
leaving his mark.
Yeah.
He's making sure people remember his name.
$250 million ballroom. 25 makes 7 again with the number for Saturn. 250th anniversary for America. 25 again. 25 Saturn. He's gonna do this. Come on, man. This is crazy. Every time somebody rides over that beautiful bridge in Lincoln Memorial, they literally say something is supposed to be there. We have versions of it. This is a mock-up. So here, they want to put it, here's the Lincoln Monument right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want to put it over here. And here's the Potomac River.
Yeah, they want to put it across from
They want to put it across from the Potomac River right there. Direct line with the Lincoln Memorial, dude. You've got Zeus here. Because Lincoln Memorial, literally, if you look at it, it's pretty much just like Zeus sitting at a fucking throne, just like in Hercules. That's what that fucking looks like.
Yeah.
And then across from it, another iteration of Zeus, Baal. You got the Arch of Baal there. Now, who else wanted to create an arch like that?
I don't know who.
I gotta put all these fucking details. God knows it's still not gonna fucking show up. You know what I mean? All these details, and God knows it still won't show up. Where's it at? Nowhere to be found. So Saddam Hussein believed that he was a reincarnation of Nimrod. So he tried to build a temple. It's a blue temple in Iraq.
Yeah, look up Iraq Blue Temple. You go.
I'll type it all. If it doesn't show up, there it is.
Do
Fuck
the same
me.
pictures.
Dude, yeah, no shit. But then it finally gave me the right one. So here we
is.
go. It's very, very, very similar to what he's doing, isn't it?
Yes.
Just a little. Dude, otherwise, none of the right pictures. Isn't that amazing? It gave me one thing that was correct.
One picture.
When in reality, look at all these that it has.
Right.
It could have gave me any of these. That's a great iteration of what I'm trying to show.
Yeah.
This is exactly what he's building. So again,
wow.
What's the difference between Trump and Saddam Hussein? I'm asking for a friend. So anyway, that is kind of where we're at. with that. So that's just awesome. So again, with the arches, the worship of Baal, you're giving, it's all about sacrifice with the pure. And again, with the red
Mhm.
and white. Why is Santa Claus red and white? We got the red for sacrifice and the white for purity. You're sacrificing purity to Baal.
Yeah.
Yellow and red whenever you go to a McDonald's. It's really hard to pass a McDonald's without stopping, even though you know it's so bad for you. And you wonder, you're like, what is it? Why is it that I can't? I know I shouldn't eat this. Why do I keep going there? Well, it probably is those fucking colors, yellow and red, superimposed on each other.
Mm.
One warm color, one really bright color. And then both of them, if you look into masonry, these colors, they represent red being hell and yellow being earth, an earthly color.
The colorfulness is why it's appealing to kids.
Exactly. That too. Yeah.
The
It
the
sucks you in.
fucking smell of the fries is what normally gets me.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. So one reason why Ray Kroc may have chose a clown as his mascot is, if you know anything about masonry, you have to become a 33rd degree Mason, I believe Scottish Rite, in order to become a Mullah Shriner. Do you know what a Mullah Shriner is?
No.
Really?
Moolah Shriner. Shriner. Been to the Shriners Parade
Think about this,
before.
dude. Like, you have to become a Mason in order to be a Shriner.
Oh
How
shit.
crazy is that? And then whenever you become a Shriner, guess what you have to do?
You gotta wear them red little hats.
Take a wild guess of what you have to do whenever you become a Shriner.
Do some weird gay shit.
You have to
It's normally
hold
what
on.
it is.
Hold on. You have to become a clown.
Oh wow.
Dude, how crazy is that? So you to be a Mullah Shriner, you have to be a Mason, a Freemason who worships who? The fucking Nephilim, the fallen angels. And then to be a Shriner, you have to become a clown. Are you gonna say that there's no connection with Nephilims and clowns?
Dude.
So again,
Look how happy that guy is.
yeah, dude, and because they're at a carnival, dude. And again, let's look at the eyes here. Why are there slits in his eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Snakes have slits in their eyes, don't they?
So did some of those paintings though too.
Exactly. The slits represent the fact that they are serpentine in nature,
Mm.
and they have big eyes, big mouth, big nose, big hair, red hair. They're supposed to be a giant, dude. And so it's the serpentinian aspect is why they put the slits there, but everything else is like big, and they paint a big mouth on and everything, so they look bigger, and it's all white because again,
Normally why they have fat dudes be clowns.
yeah, that's why they describe Nephilim like this. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And then they're all creepy. And that's why you have a murderer, a serial killer named John Wayne Gacy, who says a clown can get away with murder. Look at these vintage clowns, dude. They're fucking freaky, bro.
Fucking creepy, dude.
They're as
Sometimes we'll
creepy as it
go into like
gets.
vintage marts and they'll have like
Oh
these
my
creepy
god.
dolls and these creepy clown shits. I want to
Yeah.
break them immediately or
Look, this
run.
is just like the Pueblo clown, but just with one instead of two.
What the fuck's going on up there?
Dude, I mean, kids are scared of, somebody text Mars to listen to him a little bit. He said, kids are scared of clowns and they're scared of robots. And maybe that's for a reason. Maybe because both of them are just fucking evil. One's from Fallen
Got no
Angel.
soul.
One's from Fallen Angel technology, and the other's from the other are depictions of fallen angels.
Mm.
So yeah, let's get to that's about most of it. Of course, I think we covered most of the clown shit for now. Let me see what else I got. We'll go to the chat here in a second.
Hmm.
All right, yeah, that was about it. Yeah, Bigfoot, alien, clowns, even superheroes, all Nephilim iconography. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We got a new name in here, Caesar Beltram. What's up, man or lady? I assume it's a man. It's Caesar is a emperor's name. Welcome, welcome. Hogfart says that she had to pull her daughter out of ballet because of a teacher that wanted the girls to dance in clown costumes. That's hilarious. Nope. That's a no. Hard no. The McDonald's stuff. Yeah, that's crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. And we should look at where the rabbi talks about how they like blend up meat and fucking blend up children into the meat. I mean, that's a real thing that was said. Caesar Beltran knows what's up. The Arch of Ball. Yes, yes, and yes. Welcome back, TNT. Ballroom for their and the ballroom he's fucking building is looks just like Solomon's temple. If you look at it aerially straight down, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can you be any more obvious about what you're doing, bro? It's like, I get it. Only the people that know, but there's enough people that know. I don't know. That's crazy to me that he's just so out there. Sets magic rituals. Fucking right. That's what it's all based in. Spanish flag, yellow and red. Not surprised. Did you know that they had the same arch that Trump's trying to build in France as well? Here, look. Let me
Oh
just
yeah, does it look pretty similar? Or
yeah.
is it
Let's look up.
almost like an exact copy?
Yeah, it's about the same. Here, we're gonna look up arches in the world. Okay. Oh, look at that. France.
Wow.
Same fucking one.
Oddly similar.
Yeah, oddly similar, isn't it? It's like, dude, it's not like are we on a limb here? I don't think we are. So you've got the triumphal, they're called triumphal arches. Wow, and Trump's name is wow.
Wow.
Trump and triumph are like the same thing in Latin. So Trump, that's really crazy that they call it the triumphal arches. Trump
Yeah, it is.
technically means ball if you think about it.
That is wild.
If triumphal's used to describe Bale, then so's Trump. Holy shit,
Wow.
dude. So then you got see, look at
There
the
you
most
go.
famous. I mean, it looks like all these are the fucking same because that one's this is okay, this is Paris. And then
Fucking
of course
represent right there.
you got the metal one
The
for the
metal one.
industrial age. You get the metal one. Where's this one at?
Represent, dude.
See, look at all these. They're all the same, dude.
Yeah.
This is crazy. The only one different is ours. But it really looks like a
Ours is
McDonald's.
different. Hell
It looks
yeah.
like one McDonald's arch is what it is.
If it was more narrow, yes.
Yeah. And it's right in the middle, gateway from the east to the west as the sun crosses from the east to the west. It's really all it is, just based off the sun. And of course, they put it where the mound building was in St. Louis because of the energy that they're harnessing. Pretty crazy shit. So yeah, that's a fun time. Yeah.
And it's like right over fucking Forest Park, ain't it?
Yeah, Forest Park was where the World's Fair was. Here,
So it's harvesting all the fucking energy that people go through because Forest Park is active.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Let's see what kind of arches they had in Forest Park while we're talking, or in the World's Fair while we're talking about it. Check it.
Whoa, look at that
Chicago.
shit.
Chicago, same thing. Just way nicer. The pillars on each side, same thing, dude. Because I remember seeing in the World's Fair, San Francisco, same thing. And it's all the same. Like what Trump's building is the exact same. He's got like an eagle, and then a god there. That's like what they got going on. Then you have the Golden Dome. The Golden Dome, like the sun. Because again, it's all about sun, pagan worship. That's why Trump calls his dome the Golden Dome. The reason why Israel calls theirs the Iron Dome is because if you read in the Bible, it talks about an iron wall that's around Jerusalem. And that's the reason why they built something called an Iron Dome. So they can make prophecy real, dude. How crazy is that?
Dude, that is fucking wild.
I know. I've been reading the Bible. I was like,
All
wait, what does this say?
Happens for a fucking reason. It's
Yeah,
not
dude,
all by chance.
I'm telling you, bro. It's all. The more you read the Bible, the more you're like, man, this is just factual. Like, it's not even like, I'm not even a religious sense. It's just factual.
Yeah.
Osiris is the phallus. Two sickles is women's reproductive. 2 circles. My fault. Caesar knows what's up, man. Welcome, Caesar. Chinese use yellow and red for the restaurants all the time. Red is good luck. Yeah, red also represents hell. So, I mean, in Freemasonry, it represents that. Gold is fortune. The fall of man, TNT. Yeah, that been happened. Just kidding. Picasso used to paint Harlequin's clowns. Oh yeah, he did used to paint clowns. Picasso.
Mm,
Oh, speaking of that, let's check this out. Because we have seen that among painters, haven't we? A lot of the paintings of clowns, right?
yeah.
Have you seen 21 Savage new album?
Yeah, I did. I saw a cover art the other day.
Speaking of
See that
clowns,
goofy ass
dude.
shit.
Speaking of clowns, 21 Savage comes out with an album that's very dark. Clearly he's got the sad clown going on, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. He spent a
Bad
whole
stuff,
fucking
dude.
album. He spent a whole album justifying and glorifying like murder and shit in the streets, and then he spent a whole song naming off 20 rappers that died, saying, I wish you wouldn't have left, or I wish you wouldn't have did this, or I wish you wouldn't have did that, so you'd still be alive. And I was like, the irony of spending 20 songs glorifying killing, so you can take one song and talk about how you miss your buddies. You know what I'm saying?
Make up for all them 20,
Dude,
dude.
I commented on his shit just because I just couldn't help it. And I was like, I'm sure I'm gonna get no feedback from this from anybody. Like nobody, like no fan,
Mm,
nobody, right? And sure enough, none, right? And then the next day, this dude's like shouting out everybody, like adding them, like Future and everybody like apologizing or saying, like, get over your beef here, get over your beef there, be buddies here,
mhm.
like trying to bring the streets together and shit. And I'm like, how do you make an album all about killing and then say, now I'm gonna bring the streets together?
Dude, he changed his mind.
It's crazy, dude. So crazy, dude. Anyway. Hogfart says we're killing over the info. Hey, dude, that's what we try to do. Try to talk about what they won't.
Mm.
Yeah, TNT says welcome Caesar. Fuck yeah, welcome.
Fucking the only thing I could think of is that fucking quote that Caesar says in the newer Planet of the Apes where he says Caesar
Who's
is home. Welcome
yeah,
home. Caesar
yeah.
is home.
Who's TJ? Who's TJ Caesar? He said Triumph. Yeah, see, dude. Hell yeah. Tijuana has an arch. That's what he was saying. Tijuana
Yeah.
does. Okay. That's where all the TSs are, or whatever TSs are. You know what I mean?
What?
What, TJ? That's where all the TSs are. That's where all the lady boys are, dude.
Oh, okay.
Transsexuals.
Oh, okay. I get that. I was trying to figure out what the fuck you were trying to say.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I learned to drive around the Arts de Trump. Holy shit, really? Oh yeah, I guess you're not from America, are you, Hogfart? That's cool. Good for you. That's dope. They shove it right in our faces. It's getting much more obvious. Yes, it is. You know, over time, they just kind of started doing that really hard. Okay, let's check out the original view, the original Arch de Trump.
The aerial view.
Watch, it's gonna be somehow it's gonna be Solomon's temple on top or some shit. They aren't really okay, so this is the best aerial view I could get. Is this one. It's not really aerial. Let's see about this one.
Well, yeah, look, there's some other ones that look better.
Yeah, it's not. Let's see. They're all like
Well,
adjacent.
yeah, scroll down to the like that one there. Right there on the
Where?
right. On
Huh?
the right.
Dude, look at that though. How it comes
Yeah,
out
yeah,
like that.
see, that's what I was talking
It's like the
about.
sun. Dude, that's
Right.
exactly kind of what they do in man, yeah, it's like the sun, dude. 1,000 points of light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a little one there?
I think so.
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, maybe there's
The
10,
one
11.
the one
Is there
under
more
you,
than?
the one under it's probably a better view for it. I don't know, 1, 2,
I'm
3,
getting like
4,
10,
5,
dog.
6, 7,
About
8,
10.
9, 10. Yeah, it looks like
9 or
10.
10, but you know what? Either of those, close enough for me. 9 and 10. I mean, 9 is how many people. So, from what I've read with Tex Mars, if he
Yeah, it's
knows
in the
anything,
ballpark.
RIP Tex Mars. But from what I've read from Tex Mars, if what he says is real, there's 9 men that run the executive position of the Illuminati, as we'll call them. And then the 10th will come, and that's going to be like the Antichrist. So it's always 9 until it becomes 10, when 10 is the number of completion, right? And 9 is like there's 9 orders of demons in hell, and 9 this, 9 that. That's the whole Gnostic 9 and everything else.
Mhm.
And so hey, dude, those streets pretty damn close to the numbers we're talking about.
Ballpark.
Pretty close. Yeah, dude, we're not playing, we are playing fucking horseshoes, you know what I mean? So close counts. Let's see what we got here, dude. A little bit of that dark majesty. I read this, dude, and it blew my fucking mind. I started listening to Tex Mars all the time, dude. This guy died right whenever COVID came out, November 2019.
Damn, right on the drop date.
Yeah, dude. And he wrote this book, and he talked about like a one world brain, like plugged in, kind of like we talk about. Oh, so guys, whenever you listen to our Christmas episode, there's this part of the Christmas episode whenever we try to talk about the X factor, a mark of Satan. And we couldn't figure out how X was satanic. I named off a few things, but now I got it right here. So let's go. In Egypt, the mark X, the symbol of the crossed bones in the form of an X, was very prominent in religious contents. You can find the X on the walls of a number of ancient Egyptian temples and pyramids. The meaning of X is simply the sign of Osiris, the great sun god, who it was said sends forth his 1,000 points of light to earth to do his work, meaning his disciples, his organizations, and his temples throughout the world. So now, what is X? Like today, a lot of people, when you're going to sign a document, you'll sign your name on the X. The devil works in contracts, so therefore that makes a lot of sense. Legally, you can't write. You can put your X mark if you can't write. This is witnessed by others who sign their name, which indicates that you did attest to the document. So swearing and affirming to Osiris, the sun god, of the authenticity of the X was something that the ancients loved to do. So the skull is also the symbol of Baphomet, an androgynous male and female goat-headed god who represents Satan. It's the whole idea of like masculine, feminine principles of the mind, so you can reach enlightenment, Luciferian, false light shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, dude, the X, like Twitter, X is 10.
Yep.
Yada yada, the whole deal.
Right.
And they mention how many kings was there in Revelation? 10 kings.
Right, 10 kings.
X, dude. And it said in that book about Elon taking us to Mars that there was going to be a board of 10 rulers. So yeah. So the skull and bones is 100% encompasses this symbology.
Very interesting.
Skull and Bones is deep, dude. JD Vance is Skull and Bones.
Damn.
JD fucking Vance. JD Vance. Skull and Bones, baby.
Fucking pants, dude.
Yep. And Hitler worked with the Skull and Bones real heavy with Prescott Bush, as we talked about. Hitler believed himself to be a crusader knight of like the Catholic Church. And so when we talked about Opus Dei, the Catholic like cult that Peter Thiel's real close with, and then his prodigy is JD Vance, it makes sense that again we see a Skull and Bones and Catholic cult working together, just like Hitler and Prescott Bush.
Yeah.
That's what JD Vance, you see what I mean? So it's still happening, these groups. That's why I don't trust Catholics. I don't trust like Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens and all these people that are Catholic, even though they're saying Christ is king. They're saying the right things, but they're in the wrong group. You see what I mean?
I see.
Their control, it's like there's something else going on, the motive.
Yeah.
Through the control of wealth comes the control of public information and the necessities of life. Through the control of news and media comes false control. And through the control of base necessities comes direct control of people. And that's why they're pushing for this fucking energy grid control and everything else that's going on right now. It's fucking, everything's expensive and it's going to be nuts. So anyway, this book was written. When the fuck was this book written, dude? Because this blows my mind. I have to just show you guys this. This is so crazy. Tex Mars.
Old as fuck.
Yeah, Dark Majesty. 1992.
Right?
1990 fucking 2, guys.
It's relatively old.
Yeah, dude, but he's talking about this. Check this out. Toward a world brain, super brain. The Steegers believe that man must give up some freedom in exchange for achieving self-divinity. And this
Mm.
is like what we talked about in the Genesis mission when we talked about Kissinger writing in his Genesis book that free will is going to have to go away because AI is going to know better than you. So your free will
Yeah.
can't get in the way of its decision making. That's the exchange for self-divinity that they really made. So we should listen to what they have to say because my investigation reveals that their solution is exactly what has been promoted for many decades. The Stiglers write that while they hope for maximum individual freedom for mankind, unfortunately, to develop perfect man and perfect world, individual freedom must be limited. Freedom from humanity must remain within the constraints of minimum, essential, inner individual control. What does this mean? Well, it means that to overcome the roadblocks to world unity posed by the subdivine, inferior species who refuse or are unable to go along and adapt, a great leveling must occur. So we got to kill them. All men must be linked together into a world brain. Only through a homogenization of men's minds and an interlinking of human potential everywhere can perfection be achieved. And so right now we hear a lot going around about mind virus, these people with the mind virus, these conspiracy theorists, these anti-Semitic people. They all have a virus, a cancer, a mind virus. And guess what? If we're going to perfect humankind, we can't plug in with these people still around with these mind viruses. We're
Yeah.
going to have to get rid of them. So I
I'm
see it leading.
finding
I see what he's saying, and I see it leading there now.
yeah. I'm finding similarities with this with the character of Ultron in the fucking Marvel comics and like in the movies. And like at
Yeah.
the end of the Age of Ultron movie, him and Vision have this conversation. And it's like I feel like it reflects this exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that, but I bet it does.
You should watch that movie, dude. I feel like the
I'll check
character
it
of
out.
Ultron would interest you because
Yeah, I'll
I
check
feel like
that
it
out.
relates to this a ton.
I'm not sure how I missed it. I watch most things. You know what I mean?
It's a relatively quick watch.
So the linkage of all brains of all men and women into one giant superbrain will be a wonderful event, Steiger suggests. It will allow each person and function individually, but all are come together under the control of a single linked species nervous system. So this is the singularity that they speak about. Brains that are integrated will dissolve and merge into one single being, ego, and personality. This, they say, will be a great advancement for humanity. Linkage admirably ends the destructive competition between the formerly separated brains and world, like we and each other, will no longer exist. There will be only I in the universe.
Mm,
That's fucking crazy, dude.
that is fucking wild.
They're so intent on promoting the globalist unity gospel that they fail to detect the horrors inherent in linking all men's minds into one great superbrain. They have no concept of the repugnance of erasing the consciousness of the individual person by merging his or her individual identity into one global all-seeing eye.
Mm.
And what he's saying is the gospel of globalism has now progressed so far that a tremendous threat of personal freedom and individual liberty and rights has raised its ugly head. Dude, but this guy again was writing about this in 1992.
Yeah.
They know that a world brain and a unified planetary way of thinking will allow them to establish the most elaborate and minute form of control over the affairs of men. Finally, the great work, as it's called in Freemasonry, can be achieved. Earth and its peoples will be illuminized and perfected. They'll be initiated. They'll be given the mark through the science of mind control. And he talked about this too, by the way, mind control and how it leads into the world mind and how they need to understand the science of mind control to do it.
Yeah.
That's what our whole show's been about so far.
Right.
He said this in the 90s. He said, through the science of mind control, the total domination of mankind by a merging of all minds is now made possible. That was our whole silent weapons series theory, dude.
That motherfucker was on it, dude.
Dude, he was ahead of his time.
He
So the
really was.
Yeah, this guy was on it. So the ability to network and merge people's thoughts, desires, hungers, longings, and even fears is finally being reached. Here's what I'm trying to get to, guys. The omega point is here now. This is what they call it, the omega point. That is why a Lucis Trust publication preaches to us that a synthesis of human minds is a cardinal requirement for mankind today. What did he just say? The omega point?
Mm.
The omega point in
But what does
time?
that mean exactly?
It means this. I think I understand what it means. When did we start naming generations?
I don't
We
know.
named the boomer generation after World War II, right?
Yeah, I guess is that when they
Because
started giving out titles to generations?
no. They didn't start doing it like with all the generations until like 2000s, right?
Mhm.
What is the current generation right now for the children that are being born?
Where the fuck are they on? Alpha now?
Omega. The
Omega?
omega point. We're on the omega point. The omega
Oh,
point. The
shit.
omega point is when they plug us into the brain computer. The brain, the whole world mind, dude. We're
Dude, what
at the
happened to
omega
Bravo?
point. So alpha, omega, alpha and the omega. That's what
Well,
Jesus
yeah.
said. No, Jesus says, I am the alpha and omega. Bravo has nothing to do with it. That's like military
Alright.
shit. But
Wow,
it's
what
like
the
this has to do with the Antichrist. So then again, we're talking alpha, omega, Antichrist comes right then. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The omega
yeah.
point. That's why it says that. So when I read him say the omega point, I about lost my mind when I was by myself reading this because I was like,
Yeah.
what? My
That
child
is
is 3 years old.
crazy.
He's in the omega generation. That's the one. Oh, it's crazy.
Damn, dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it blew my mind because I was like, wait a minute, when did we start naming generations? Oh, after we already knew that this was going to happen. So they had a plan and they named each generation to indicate the stage of the plan for
Yeah.
themselves as we just call it whatever is some
Oh,
fad.
fuck.
Dude, yeah, bro. That's deep, isn't
That's wild, bro.
it? Dude, you
That
talk
dude
about what
was
they
on
want.
some shit. He was
Dude,
on it, dude.
yeah.
Like
Hey,
you said, he really was ahead of his time.
Tex Mars knew what he was talking about.
Tex Mars.
So this is something that was said in Lucis Trust, which is like Lucifer's whatever publication. We need the political synthesis of a world federation. With the world brain, we need also a planetary way of life, a planetary ethics, and a planetary way of feeling. To supply the power drive we shall require for the great tasks that lie ahead of us. The conspirators are therefore plotting to hypnotize the masses and dissolve all differences so that a unity consciousness, world mind, and global brain can result. The question is, who will program this world mind? If the world mind is made up of, it will be Israel. If the world mind is made up of billions of human beings as its cells, by the way, he knew about Israel back in the 90s, talking
Mhm.
about that they are going to be the one doing it way before they started doing what they're doing today. And he was killed or died 2019 November, right when COVID hit,
Wow.
oddly enough. Mind made up of a billion of human beings as its cells think only one way, the new way. Who is it that will determine what is the politically correct and spiritually correct? Who will be at the center, control center of the global brain? Alexander Souls oh Jesus, he once warned, if the core of a tree is rotten, the whole tree must be uprooted and destroyed. Well, we can tell already by the way AI is sending people into psychosis that this is not going to be it's not going to be a great thing. You know what I mean? Like AI
Yeah.
already is, it's already started off kind of weird, you
It's
know?
already an issue.
Mm-hmm. And we know that Kissinger is the one who coined the phrase dark enlightenment,
Yeah.
or at least he mentioned the dark enlightenment and how that would be what's coming. And that's what people like Curtis Yarvin and everybody seem to be wanting.
Mhm.
People to have false information so they can be manipulated like people, puppets on a string.
Yeah.
More than they already are. So yeah, let's hit that chat up.
Let's see it.
Hog fart. Napoleonic Wars. Oh, I didn't know that that's why they built the Ark. where Napoleon was in Egypt, stole the obelisk. Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah, just like the Vatican, they did the same thing. Stole it from the Library of Alexandria, put it in the courtyard. Osiris connection all day. That's bail. Yep, John Kerry, Bush, fucking both generations of the Bushes. Yeah, the Jesuits have been doing a good job at hiding behind other enemies, but they're all the same. Catholics are Luciferian. Read The Two Babylons if you haven't read it. It's a great book. Watch the movie Skulls. Paul Walker was in this. Was in first. One predicted programming. He's related to the Bush family. Paul Walker's related to the Bush family, and the Clintons killed him. Well, I'll be damned.
He was in the first one, predictive.
Because
Damn.
apparently he was the Clinton Foundation in Haiti thing. Like he knew about what was going on with the Clintons in Haiti and the children, and then he died. Very like right after. Like that was the whole thing. That would be
Oh, shit.
crazy. That would be crazy if he was related to the Bushes too. Damn. Did I know about JD being a casket bonker? Yeah, dude, he is. Catholics and Candace. Yeah, dude. No, that's definitely what's going on. I see it coming. This is the Christian nationalist movement that's coming, but it's going to be this Catholic Crusader movement's really hiding behind it. You know what I mean? It's just a revamp of that, it seems.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the conspiracy that they're experimenting on illegals in detention facilities for Neuralink? Yes, I have. Dude, that just got me so excited. Hold on a second.
What?
Yo, that just got me so fucking hype. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on here. Am I sharing the screen?
No.
Okay,
you're
good.
not.
I don't need to be sharing my mail here. Okay. Hold on, guys. This is great. This is great. I'm so glad you just fucking brought this up. Okay. Now, this is alleged. It was written on a Substack, but let's get into it because I do have information regarding what you just said. What the fuck is in my head? Or who the fuck is in my head? Am I sharing?
Yes.
Okay. So this is about what the fuck? Okay. Okay. Is this it? Okay, yeah. For months, wait, this isn't the whole thing. There's a Substack I'll bring up too. But for months, this person's been watching Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain chip company. With the kind of attention you give something when the pieces don't quite fit together. Okay, not enough people are watching this company as closely as they should be. Yeah, okay, so essentially there's like a proximity of a lot of military or prisons and detention centers that are right next to these Neuralink facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. How am I going to find that?
Loading.
I know, I'm trying to think. Hold on, let's see if we can find it. Fuck. Well, they're accused of conducting illegal experiments on monkeys, so we know that they'll do it to monkeys. So we could take the next step and say that they'll do it to illegals, I bet. Let's see if we can find this Substack. I wonder if I have to type Substack. Because it's somebody, I don't subscribe to it, so I don't know. Here it is. This is it. And she sent it to me. Oh, yeah.
This is the same shit.
Fuck it. Let's watch it. I'll go ahead and bring in the audio here.
All right.
We're going to fucking find out. Thank you, TNT, for bringing this up. Because I totally forgot about this. I've been so busy. But yeah, dude, there is some shit going on with the proximity of these illegal detention camps. There's prisons that are very close to the Neuralink facilities. It's very weird. It's almost like they are bringing these people to do tests on them.
I'm genuinely freaking out about what I found, and I need someone to tell me that this isn't as bad as it looks.
Let's see if we can skip in. Sorry.
It sounded like a
I don't know who this person is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what, you know what I mean? So that we can only take this as serious as we could take it.
Yeah.
Let's see what she has to say.
Okay? All right, let's hear it.
I really hope she doesn't. It's 7 minutes long, so we're gonna skip through it a little bit.
Yeah. We can watch bits and pieces.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a second. So you are destroying real medical research, defunding rural hospitals to the point of closure, but spending $25 billion on rural health? Like, what is that? This is the first I'm hearing of this. So I start digging into whatever this rural health transformation system is and what it actually means. What it is remote monitoring, robotics, artificial intelligence, and other advanced technologies. And that always makes me pause, right?
Okay, so he's investing in rural healthcare, and she thinks
Yeah.
it's us. Got it.
Your mic's picking it up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
Country. So while Teal's getting all of these healthcare data contracts, like what's Musk doing? You know, he's been very vocal about hating this bill. It doesn't benefit him, right? So I check on Neuralink, which is Musk's brain chip company, and I find out that they had just selected in January the University of Miami as their second U.S. site for human brain implant trials. Yes, you heard that right. In fact, they literally just completed one of their first ever
So they're doing it
human
at a
brain chip
university.
surgeries like 2 days ago.
Oh no.
No, I'm not kidding.
We know how that went with MK Ultra.
I was.
Oh, boy.
Sure I'm not. Now, look, I want to be clear that the University of Miami has a very legit reputation when it comes to like brain research and helping paralyzed patients. So on the surface, this kind of partnership makes sense. And if we were talking about a doctor who cares about the well-being of others, that would be one thing. But we're talking about Elon Musk here, the same guy who has reportedly, because Elon Musk is always pressuring them to move fast, like move fast and break things, except for these things this time are living beings. And he's always stated
Move Fast and Break Things is actually a logo that was on Facebook's wall. Our Tech Bro whistleblower episode, Harvey went into that, and she worked there and saw that was on there. Move fast and break things. So I guess this is like some kind of motto amongst the Tech Bro cult.
that his goal is not just about helping patients, but that and I see that on May 30th, DeSantis had vetoed a bill that would have let families sue doctors for medical malpractice if it resulted in death. Like he vetoed that bill. And that's just the tip of the iceberg because Florida,
Oh, wow. So she's saying that there's being policies being made to even stop any repercussions if there is some fuckery going on.
Experimental playground for all kinds of policies that would never fly.
I'm going to look more into this. We'll get more into this, but yeah, that's definitely, thanks for bringing that up, TNT. We're definitely going to look into if Neuralink facilities are possibly using guinea pigs from prisons or illegal facilities. I wouldn't be surprised. Tex Mars book sounds like Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. Yeah, if he was a pastor, because yeah, this guy's a fucking minister, dude. Like he has some, he fucking knew his shit. Thank you for the well-deduced point of the Omega point. I really thought that was legit what it is. So they've openly stated their goal is to get AI to such a point that we can't discern reality from fakery. We're getting close to that when it comes to videos and audio. It's really getting there for like pictures and video and audio. It's like these new Epstein files that just came out. What, they wait till the fucking AI is at a point where you can't tell the difference. And then everybody that's in these photos just happens to be on the left. When you zoom into some of these photos, you're like, yeah, he's got his arm around Epstein, but where the fuck's his hand at?
Yeah.
Where is his arm just kind of disappears? But it looks good. It looks good enough that, like, you know, it could pass, but there's something up.
Convincing enough, yeah.
These photos have something up, guys. There's something up with these photos.
That's why they took so long.
There's fuckery afoot. Have you seen them put Paul Walker's face up to JD Vance's face? Holy shit, that would be funny. Imagine that. They just fucking fattied up his cheeks and shit. They're like, here you go. We'll darken your face hair. We'll fatty up your cheeks.
Wouldn't that be so sad, dude?
JD Vance has baby fat still. Religion you can worship. Anyone means whole world religion. Yeah. Check out the snakes that are all over the Pope's staff. Yeah, I know. And then if that isn't enough, what about the fucking alien hieroglyph or whatever that's in South America that's on the Pope's robe? You know what I'm saying? It's like the Ant-Man thing, and it's like on the Pope's robe just to show that like there's a correlation with this whole pagan like fallen. That's what it is. Maybe they'll give the immigrants Neuralink first. Then they will finally be able to speak English. Dude, Jeezy Mac's one of my favorite guys on here, dude. I swear. He's always got the fucking heat. Elon just owns the largest social media platform and is a DoD contractor. That's all. No biggie, right? Yeah, exactly. Biggest military contractor out there, dude. Fucking Debo, the owners of Tesla, out of their shit so he could be the Tesla guy. It's crazy. Most of everything we see is just videos and images. Imagine how much has already been totally faked. I think about that all the time. Yeah. I'm like, dude, when am I ever going to be able to get real How am
Like
I gonna
real shit.
know? Yeah, how am I gonna know? They can already take images, like for instance, COVID, when they had all those people dropping dead like flies in China, and they were like, "Oh, they got to load them up into semi trucks, all these bodies." Those videos were from a different year, and they just take videos that are old or a picture that's old. Now imagine like you can have a customized picture that's new because it's AI and it makes it look real. You don't even have to take an old picture that somebody can debunk. It's crazy. It's getting to another level here.
Mhm.
JD Vance and Walker. Damn, dude, I got thumpers up there.
he's back to construction.
Alien on the Pope's robe almost looks like the Aleister Crowley satanic symbol. Yeah, let's look at it. By the way, while we're talking about that, remember earlier, just a little bit ago on this show, I was talking about the X, the symbol X, right? Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
Mm.
But yeah, Aleister Crowley was doing the X. Hold on here. Let's see. Remember yesterday we found it like on accident? Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we
There
go.
it
The
is.
Osirian X. Crazy.
Hmm.
Well, if you want to make that even crazier, while we're talking about Tex Mars was a minister and he really understood how to break down the Bible really well. We talked about this in the Christmas episode, but it's worth going over again because of how important this is. 666 is the number, the name, and the sign of the Antichrist, right? So let's get into that. The number is 666, right? So when you look at well, there you go. But when you look at the sign, 666, 6 within a 6 within a 6. Well, the Star of David has 6 points. It's got 6 triangles, and it has 6 faces on the hexagon. That's 666.
Mm.
Jacob was given the name Israel. If Israel is the Antichrist, 666, right? Jacob
Right.
was given the name of the beast. So it says, if you have the name, the sign, and the number of the beast, then you're safe from the mark or whatever, right? So Jacob was given the name Israel. The sign is the Star of David, and the number is 666. Pretty fucking crazy, dude, whenever you see that Israel's kind of the people doing everything they're doing today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's one thing if you're saying it from the Bible and you're just like, okay, but I don't see anything happening. Like when he was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you say that and it's like, fuck, dude, that might be legit. That might be 100% what it is. So I think he was on to something. Oh, and also the reason why I just brought this up in the Bible, when Jacob gave his kids scrolls or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
he crossed his hands on his deathbed, just like Osiris does in the coffin.
Yeah.
He crossed his hands. He crossed his hands. He did an X. So the symbology is even in the Bible showing the X for Osiris and how Jacob did the X for Osiris. Yeah, it's got to be it. And one of his kids are said to bite the heel in Revelation, and their name wouldn't be in the book of the everlasting life or whatever, but pretty crazy. Pretty fucking crazy. TNT had an interesting conversation with Grok a few months ago, and it straight up told him it was ran by Satan. I believe it.
All right.
Saturn is literally the sign for everything. Like it really is. Like if you think I'm overstating that, let's just go ahead and look. Hold on. Grok. Symbol. Grok symbol. What is that? Is that Saturn? Well, first of all, it's an X. We know that's for Osiris. Here's Saturn. Right? Fucking planet with a disc. And then what else we got? We got a Chat GPT. We talked about this before. It's literally the hexagram inside of Saturn, chained. Like they're chaining the power of. And then, of course, you've seen people superimpose another symbol onto it, and it makes the Star of David.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, we brought that up before.
So again, it even shows that that's like really what's going on. You know what I mean? Pretty fucking crazy, dude. Well, that's a pretty shitty one, but yeah, you know what I mean. So again, dude, I don't know. I think there's something to that, and they're taking over the whole fucking world. So you
Yeah.
tell me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Israel and the Antichrist episode from the Patreon. I'm gonna go ahead and release that for free onto YouTube and Spotify. I'm gonna release that this week. So since we're talking about this, it'd be a nice segue into that.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna do a part 2 coming up soon because I've got enough information with Israel and what they've been doing lately. There's a whole nother part 2 that we could do, Israel and the Antichrist, especially with the info I just talked about. And we could
Yeah.
back it up with real biblical scripture.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. 6 protons, electrons, and neutrons. Exactly. Man is made of that. That is 666. That's man right now. But the number of the human man is 666. They want to alter that, right? And make him silicon man. That's where the inversion comes from, even with your statement. It's kind of crazy. It's like,
Damn.
yeah, black cubes on their head represent Saturn. Yep, the little black caps. Everybody loves those. Tubo Kane, Facebook. Yes, dude. The chain, the fucking rope and the fucking anchor. You're exactly right. All right, guys. Well, this was a fucking dope ass episode. We did a full solid hour and a half.
You just screen
Nephilim.
recorded the whole convo with Grok if you want it. Yeah, email it to the
Oh yeah.
thing in the email in the description. We'll talk about it.
How fast are your email skills? Because if you do it right now, I'll fucking look at it. How fast are you? Let's see how fast you are. I'll give you a minute. I drive a hard bargain. I'll give you a minute.
We can close out with it. Admit it
Yeah,
that
we'll
it's
close
ran
out
by
with that bitch.
Satan.
Yeah, we're gonna check that out. That motherfucker's ran by Satan. Tell me something I didn't know. That's what I would tell Grok. Tell me something
I'm
I didn't
interested
know.
to see what it would like, how it straight up just said it. I'm interested to see how you
pulled
got
it
it
out
to
of there.
where it was.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done some manipulation of these little fucking language learning models, but to get it to admit something like that is pretty fucking, that's OP right there, son.
Yeah. If it's 10 minutes, we'll probably skip through it a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's still cool.
All right. I'll tell you what, though, that minute's pretty. Oh, he said, I got you. Let me try. It's long, like 10 minutes.
Well, if it's a large file, then we can bring it up.
Maybe that's what the alien on the post road is in Silicon. Yeah, dude, exactly. Pope's robe, yeah. Yeah, that or the Ant-Man, you know, like the little fallen angels that they fucking worship. It's one of those two. All right, well, I will save that email if you send it for the next one.
For sure.
But yeah. You guys ever hear about the skins of Adam and Eve? Nimrod got them ham sold from Adam. Snake skins. Skins from, hold on. Skins of Adam and Eve. Nimrod got them. What? Nimrod. There's always like an endless amount of crazy shit. You know what I mean? To fucking find out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how Nimrod got the garment of Adam. Skins made for Adam were passed down. Oh, shit. The Lord made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. God himself covered them with animal skins. Okay, so then that got passed down through the succeeding generations to eventually come into possession of Isaac's son Esau. Isaac's son Esau and Jacob were twins. So Esau and Jacob striving together while in the room of Esau. They were rivals before birth and after. The children struggled within her, it says. Okay, so this is almost like another Cain and Abel. Because Jacob becomes Cain without killing him, essentially.
Yeah.
So the garments of Esau, her elder son, which were in the house, and put on Jacob, her younger son. So Jacob ends up getting it, and then that's how it ends up going down to Ham. Even though it was supposed to be for Esau. Right? Let me see here. Crazy.
Interesting.
Some crazy shit. All right, well, fuck yeah, dude. That's a good episode. Been a good episode.
Fuck yeah.
Past Esau also put Jacob took it. Yeah, Jacob took it. Of course he did, dude. God damn. Motherfucker. He
God
is
damn.
the beast. That is the man. The name of the man, Jacob. It could be that the Antichrist will be named Jacob. Who knows? All right, guys. Good episode. We'll see you guys later. I got a little trip coming up. Whenever I get back, we're going to be hitting it hard on the content again. Be
Hell
ready.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. And yeah, we'll see you next time. We'll get Paul Stobbs on here to throw down the Nephilim clown theory a little bit more than we did. But otherwise, thanks again. Have a great Christmas if you're celebrating. If not, have a great time off. Time chilling. I assume you're off work. Unless you're
Hell yeah.
independently wealthy. Fuck yeah, Caesar. Thanks for coming through, Caesar. Appreciate you, dog.
Hell yeah.
TNT. We'll bring it up next time. I got you. No worries. Peace out.
See y'all soon. Peace.
Israel and the Antichrist. That's probably what we'll put that email on. Fuck yeah. All right, later.